You here on Mashujaa Day for obvious reasons because of the impeachment process of Rigathi Gachagua, who hails from Madeira and Nyeri County. There was desertion and the delivery of the speech by the head of state was somewhat boycotted by the locals there. How is the environment and the mood in Nyeri County today?
Well, a very good morning to you. Ayub from this particular side of the mountain. I am at the Kamukunji Stadium. This is normally the venue for all national celebrations in this particular county. And looking behind me, you'll see that preparations continue to be made for people or other residents of this particular county to come and participate in this year's Jamhuri Day celebrations. As you said rightly, as you rightly said there, the last time we had a national celebrations, that is the Mashujaa Day celebrations, we saw residents here stage a walkout when the president's speech began to be read, and the mood then was because of the political events of that particular time following former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's ouster from government, and we are not so sure whether that situation will replicate itself today because there is that anger among the people of Nyeri and the region entirely following that particular process that sort of looked like those that are in government had plotted against the former DP then. And the situation is the same in the other 5 counties of this particular region. I've spoken to colleagues in Kirinyaga, I've spoken to colleagues in Muranga County, spoken to colleagues in Nyandarua and Kiambu, as well as the neighboring Laikipia, and you can just tell that people are not in the mood for political rhetorics. People just want to get their development done, and life moves on, even as they continue mobilizing heavily for 2027. Of course, you would understand why. And of concern has been the absence of local leaders who never attend these particular functions, the governors, the MPs, the member of county assemblies. Only here in Nyeri County for the past 2 years that I've been a resident here, I've seen the governor Nyeri Mutahi Kaiga once attend these particular ceremonies. Of course, we saw residents here complain that these are avenues that they would want to see their leaders and put their petitions forward to them of the things that they would want done for them. But looking at the larger picture, remember in Kiambu County, that area of Juja, during the Mashujaa Day celebrations, there was that particular chaos when the DCC there started reading the president's speech, and that is a matter that, well, we hope will not repeat itself. But if that particular event occurs, we would be sure that, or rather we would continue reading the mood of this region going forward. Now, the reception of members of parliament in this particular region, particularly those that were for the impeachment of the former deputy president, would speak to why these leaders would skip such events. And you would remember that only over a month ago, the Nyeri town member of parliament, having come to the ground, was heckled and shouted down for quote-unquote being a betrayer of the region. This was particularly because of that particular political process in parliament, and this has been replicated for members of parliament who were for that particular motion. We have also seen a good reception here of leaders who voted against that particular motion. John Kagushi of Mukoroini, John Mokonji of Manyata in Embu, and only recently when the president was in Embu County, you could feel that the ground was quite quote-unquote hot for the president. But what seems to be to soften maybe some hearts of some residents here in this region is that meeting between former President Kenyatta and President Ruto. That meeting quite softening a number of people's hearts. We've spoken to a number of Nyeri residents who say yes, it is a good move because the country needs to be stable, but then there was that particular hounding out of office of their son, Rigathi Gachagua, and which they promised not to forget that easily. So all these factors put into consideration, we will have to be on the lookout to see how the region behaves with these particular national celebrations. So Ayub, that is the mood in the central part of Kenya, and we will be on standby just to check and see if these scenes replicate themselves in these year's celebrations, Ayub.
Thank you, Kamau, and many thanks for joining us from Nyeri County. Yes, Charles, you had a point.
Yeah, it's okay.